Now, Dr. Hesketh Vanterpool of Eureka Medical and Bougainvillea Clinics says everyone in the Virgin Islands need to develop an aggressive approach to help prevent the spread of Zika, chikungunya, and dengue by the Aedes aegypti mosquito in the BVI. Warning that although Zika has not been reported in BVI, it is very likely to happen. Dr. Vanterpool, speaking to JTV News at his Bougainvillea clinic in Road Town, says he is concerned that enough is not being done to keep the mosquito population down to a minimum.
So far, we haven't had any case reported in the BVI, but you can rest assured that eventually you're going to have cases here in the BVI. So my concern right now is what are we doing about eradication or at least suppression of the Aedes aegypti mosquito. I've heard members of the Public Health Department, and Dr. Ronald Georges in particular, talking about it. But so far, years ago we used to see people going out and fogging and stuff like that. We had public health inspectors going out and checking people's property around their homes to make sure they didn't have any containers with stagnant water, be it garbage or be it flower pots or whatever. Just this morning I looked at one of my flower pots and I saw some wrigglers in there, so we had to get rid of that because that encourages Aedes aegypti to multiply.
So I'm hearing from you that this is one of the areas that the entire community needs to focus on. We all need to be more aggressive.
The entire community needs to be more aggressive. I'm going to call for old Mr. Connor, Stanford Connor. Most young people don't know about him, but he used to be a strict public health inspector. And whenever you heard, Mr. Connor is coming, everybody went into the backyard and kind of cleaned up quickly. But, we need a little bit of that spirit back into the community to make sure we clean up and keep the mosquito population at bay.
As the Aedes aegypti mosquito transmits the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses, we asked Dr. Vanterpool if there are similarities between the viruses. Dr. Vanterpool says Zika is the mildest of all, but pregnant women and their babies are believed to be more at risk.
These three diseases. It used to be dengue alone for a long time, right? But then came last year and the year before that chikungunya, and then now we heard about the Zika virus. These three viruses have certain similarities in common when they infect, and there are different degrees of severity of the conditions. Okay. It's a mild rash, bone pain, joint pains, fever naturally, and people feel sick. Well, the Zika virus is probably the mildest of all of them. Really? And so you may get Zika and not, I feel the flu or something like that, and that passes. The problem really with Zika, the big problem, is that when the virus enters a pregnant woman, if the virus enters the baby's body, it inflames different parts of the body, but particularly of interest is that it inflames the brain. And then later on, scarred, it does not develop properly.
The USA has declared a health emergency after recording about 50 cases of persons who were infected outside that country.